Well, hi everybody, it's so good to be with you, and I'm just going to take a few moments to explain a little bit of our kingdom builders and our vision impactors and what this part of our church is all about. It's an amazing community of people literally from all walks of life. And really what it's all about is it's people who believe passionately in the vision of our church, and because of that deep sense of belief and commitment to it, they sow into it financially. They contribute to us seeing this vision become a reality. For us, we have a big vision. As a church, we often talk about building a church to help build a nation. And that's our vision across South Africa. And now it's extended across to the continent of Africa. We have church getting established in Nairobi in Kenya. And that's fantastic. We have church getting established in Lagos, Nigeria. We're getting established in Mauritius. And so as a congregation, we're reaching across the continent. We're about local churches in local communities, but with a big vision that reaches right across the continent of Africa, building church in a healthy way, lifting the name of Jesus and lifting the lives of people. And, we've kind of talked about a strategic kind of vision or focus, which is to establish 50 churches in 50 influential cities across the continent. Now, that's going to take us a long time. That's no small vision, and I think it's going to keep us all busy for quite some years to come. But that's overall what we're all about. We want to see the name of Jesus lifted high across Africa. We want to see people from all different walks of life, from all different communities, find a home, a church home where they can feel loved, valued, encouraged, their potential can be unlocked. We know Africa is a young population. We want to unlock the resources in this next generation. We want to see that potential in young lives be released and see amazing young leaders developed across the continent. And as a church, we're all about reaching everyone from all different ages. We're a diverse church across all different cultures and different racial groups, and I love that. And so our vision is broad. But it is always about the individual, about each individual mattering to God, and about every individual finding a home and finding a place of relationship with Jesus that sees their lives move forward. So that's kind of a little bit of the vision. And if you're a kingdom builder, if you're a vision impactor, you're someone who says, hey, I'm part of that. I know it's impacted my life. Maybe you're listening to this going, well, that's my story. I came into this church and I didn't have a church home and I didn't have a spiritual family, but this church community has changed that for me. And I know as it's changed my life, I feel a sense of responsibility to give back and to encourage and help others to go on this journey. In fact, if I consider the journey of kingdom builders and vision impactors, it started in Sydney, Australia, with our global senior pastors, Pastor Brian and Bobby, having a vision to establish church across the continent. Well, the continent of Australia. It started in Sydney and now having an impact in Australia and around the world. And really the reason why we have church is because of kingdom builders and vision impactors in Sydney who gave. And they gave in an offering in Sydney that out of that offering, the seed funds were given to establish our church here in Cape Town, South Africa, which is now spread across the continent of Africa. So we are part of this journey, this chain, if you will, of sacrificial giving and contribution from people in Australia who would never benefit from that giving personally. This side of eternity, we believe there's obviously an eternal benefit to our giving, and that's why we do it. Because we believe that, everyone matters to God, and as we give, lives are impacted for all eternity. But this is where it all began. So, it started in Sydney, we benefited from that, and now it's our opportunity to say, hey, we want to contribute, we want to give, we want to be generous so that the lives of others can be blessed, and the lives of others can find and hear this good news and find a beautiful church home and church family. So what are kingdom builders and vision impactors? Well, like I say, they're people who are part of this vision, who believe in it, are committed to it. It's deep in their hearts. It's for people from all walks of life. Kingdom builders and vision impactors aren't necessarily wealthy people. They're generous people, and there's a big difference. Some people are wealthy, but they're not so generous. Whereas other people may not have so much, but they live a generous-hearted life. And we are all about people from all walks of life who contribute, believing that as a church, there's so much more God has for us. So, like I say, there's no set person who is a kingdom builder or a vision impactor. It's all about people who say, hey, I want to contribute to something that does leave a legacy for the next generation. So we have people who are business owners. We have people who are in the corporate world who may be CEOs. We have teachers. We have students who've banded together and said, we want to be a vision impactor. Maybe they can't do it on their own, but together they can give and contribute to being a vision impactor or a kingdom builder. We have people who are, have retired and saying, hey, I want to, focus my life around contributing to this. Entrepreneurs, people from all walks of life who say, you know what, hey, this is part of who I am, what God has called me to, and I want to be part of this. So there's no particular person. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to have any qualifications other than a heart for God and a vision to be part of building the church here that we call home, Hillsong, Africa. So how is this giving different from tithes and offerings? Well, this is over and above. So our tithe is what we bring into God's house out of obedience, which we would say is the first fruit. We read about this in the Old Testament right through into the New Testament. And we give our tithe, our first fruit, our 10% of our resource into the house of God. But then our heart for the house giving, our kingdom builders and vision impactors giving is over and above that. It's something that we believe we're called to, and it's sacrificial giving. And it's really significant because it enables us to, continue to grow and see the vision goes forward. And I never take it for granted, As pastor with my wife, Lucinda, that giving, we know it's a sacrifice as people give. We never take it for granted. We have a board that ensures that the finances are all administered appropriately. We are audited every year. We make sure that every rand and every cent that comes in is used for maximum benefit. And we want to make sure, we want you to know that we have a very significant accountability structure with our church globally to make sure those finances that come in are used in the most appropriate manner that can impact the most lives and help our church go forward. So it's giving that's over and above. And that's why it's so significant. And that's why I believe God blesses that kind of giving so much, because it's sacrificial. What does it mean to be part of kingdom builders or vision impactors? Well, to be a kingdom builder is someone who would, over the course of a year, contribute 20,000 rand or more. We have kingdom builders who give a whole lot more than that, but that's the starting point to be a kingdom builder. To be a vision impactor, the starting contribution is 5,000 rand a year over and above normal tithe and offering. Why do we put an amount to it? Well, because we believe that kingdom builders and vision impactors are people who are graced for giving. And God gives us all different graces. Some of us are graced to serve in the kids ministry. Some of us are graced to serve on the worship team. But we need specific grace for all those different areas and ministries. And kingdom builders and vision impactors is another area of ministry. And we want to encourage people who are graced for that to be in this. And we want to serve them well. We want to encourage them to flourish in this gift and believe to see their lives continue to grow when it comes to the resource that comes into their hands. And so we need to understand that this is about, a group, yes, at a certain level, but it's about a group who have this same vision, this same spirit, this same mindset together. And like I say, people from all walks of life who are part of this. And what it becomes is a beautiful community. At every location, there's an amazing community of vision impactors and kingdom builders growing who believe in this vision together. And I just got to say, for Lucinda and I, we started on this journey when we were living in Sydney. We were youth pastors. We weren't earning big incomes at all. We were just getting started, but we were like, in our hearts, we want to be part of this. We believe in this vision of our church. And so even as staff members, we were like, we're giving into this, and we sacrificed and we budgeted so we could play a part in being in this community. And it's blessed us so much to be part of it. It's not just the blessing that we can be, it's the way it has also blessed our lives. And so that's what it requires financially to be part of things. Now, what you need to know is there is a tax benefit connected to that as well. And that's fantastic. That has only just happened over the last couple of years, that we've been able to offer you a tax certificate for any donation that you make through our Kingdom Builders, our Vision Impactors, and into our Heart for the House giving. And we can talk more to you about that via our finance team, and they're happy to explain all of that to you. If you're going to be part of our Kingdom Builders giving or Vision Impactors giving, obviously we need to collect certain details so we can give you that tax certificate. But that's a great blessing that we are able to offer as well to everyone who chooses to be part of this. Where does the giving go? You know, it's a great question. And really we divide it into three aspects, three areas. There's local giving, which goes into the different locations of where we're at. There is national or continental giving, which helps us to expand across South Africa or across Africa. And then there's also a portion of global giving, which as a church globally, establishing churches around the world, we give into that as well. So that's great news. You know, when we hear of a church getting launched in South America, for example, recently a church Hillsong Church got launched in Monterrey, in Mexico. Guess what? We're part of that. How cool is that? But then we're also part of a new location that gets established in Durbanville, or a new location that gets established in Lagos, Nigeria. So our giving helps us on these different levels. And it also isn't just about buildings and facilities, it's also about social needs. So every location has different social aspects or social needs. And I would encourage you to talk to your location pastor about the local needs and how we are contributing towards them. We also give regular updates, and we're going to do a whole lot more of that, communicating to our Kingdom Builders and Vision Impactors on where we're at with our giving and the projects we've been involved in and how they're going. Over the years, the giving has enabled us to do so much. The reason why we now have 19 locations is because people gave over and above our normal tithes and offerings. And we're able to contribute, we're able to buy facilities, we're able to expand and improve locations. We've been able to open the iHub, which is an innovation hub. We started in Cape Town. We now have one in Johannesburg. This is training young people from disadvantaged backgrounds in digital skills, and we've already had some of them now gain jobs. There's a group who are now contracted working for a company in the Netherlands. And so we want to be about contributing to building a nation in a very practical way. So some of the giving goes towards our social projects, which aren't just about feeding people, that's great, but they're actually about developing people and ultimately lifting their lives. And we'll continue on that. We'd love to establish more iHubs around the country and across the continent. And, all of these things. So there's local giving, there's national, continental, and global giving. And like I say, different locations, seeing different needs and wanting to contribute and help in those ways at those locations. So at a local level, they get to share, hey, this is some of the things we're contributing to. So what else happens as a part of the Kingdom Builders or Vision Impactors? Well, here's what it is. It's about a community. That's what I love. It's not just about someone who gives an amount. It's about gathering as community. It's about encouraging people, like I say, to walk in the grace God has given them. Let me read from Romans 8, verse 6. It says, we have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us. If your giving is prophecy, then prophesy in accordance with your faith. If it is serving, then serve. If it is teaching, then teach. If it is to encourage, then give encouragement. And if it is giving, then give generously. If it is to lead, do it diligently. If it is to show mercy, do it cheerfully. So here, in all these different aspects of giftings, we see giving. And so our kingdom builders, our vision impactors, are a community of people who say, hey, that's part of my grace gift. Now, it may be other things as well. It may be hospitality, it may be leadership, it may be other areas, but this is part of it. And it's a community of people who say, we are in this together, and who grow in relationship together. And I've loved that. I've loved seeing that happen over the years. We have a retreat every year with our kingdom builders, our vision impactors, and it's awesome because we get to hang out together, get to know each other a bit better, get to talk about some of the projects we're involved in. And you know, with our giving, you need to understand that we work on projects together. So there may be a moment where we go, hey, everybody, we need to buy land for what's happening in Mitchell's Plain. And so a whole portion of our giving goes towards that. But that gets established, and then it might be, hey guys, we need to give to establishing something in another country. And so as God leads, as God opens doors, as opportunity comes, as much as we are focused on local, we're also looking for the opportunities when they come. And I love that this community, we get to share in this together, celebrate the breakthroughs, the projects, celebrate the changed lives through all of it. It's fantastic. So we have these gatherings at a bigger level with our retreats. We have local gatherings, small groups, social gatherings. We've been doing these monthly investment nights where we invest into our kingdom builders and vision impactors. We've been doing them via Zoom, so you can click on them once a month or so and hear world-class leaders encouraging you, speaking life into you, giving you good, positive, faith-filled perspective. We always have an end-of-year celebration and, a whole lot of other things throughout the year where we just gather and encourage each other on this journey. Because what we're doing, let me just be clear, it's not really natural. It doesn't always come easy to us to give. It's kind of something where we go, oh my goodness, God, are you sure? Giving isn't always the easiest thing to do, but it is so powerful, so significant. There is sacrifice to it. And that's why it's great to be part of a community that cheers each other on, that celebrates each other. And can I just say, if you're part of this community, maybe there's one year when you can give a whole lot and another year where you really struggle because life changes. That's okay. We're in this for a long haul. It's not just about the amount, it's about the community. It's about this long, consistent journey of building the church, building our lives together and growing as people. I can't tell you the number of people who have spoken to me and said, becoming a kingdom builder has changed my perspective. Becoming a vision impactor has grown me, has grown my faith and my trust in God. And I've seen God's provision in so many radical ways. And it's not just about kingdom builders building things out there. It's actually about what God builds in our lives through being vision impactors and being kingdom builders. So what are the practicalities around the giving? Well, hey, if you're interested in becoming part of this, then there's an online link that you can talk to whoever you're with today about that, or it can come up on the screen. There's an email. You can email us at and say, I'd like to know more. We'll send you more information. Really today, for me speaking to you, is just an overall picture about what it means. And we just want to say, hey, thank you for even being in the room. Thank you for even considering being part of our kingdom builders and vision impactors. My prayer is that those of you who say, yes, I'm in, that this helps you as a person to grow, that you see the value of it, that you become better in your faith journey, that you grow in so many ways, that you build great relationships through it, that you learn so much about God at work and God's economic system, which is way different from our world's. In the way we live our lives and the way we view the resources, the finances that He's given us. And then, that's where it's at. At a local level, we have location pastors who also have kingdom builders and vision impactor ambassadors who want to help to build this community with you. So that's why we'd love to grab your details if you're joining in and fill in the paperwork so that can help us, again, with the tax deductibility and the tax certificate, and just let you know what's going on and where we're going with this ministry. But hey, thank you so much for taking time to listen in and to hear what Kingdom Builders and Vision Impactors is all about. And I pray this has helped you, with regard to your decision going forward. And if you choose to be a Kingdom Builder and a Vision Impactor, I just want to say that Lucinda and I really do pray that God will bless you in this journey. We know it's a sacrificial one. We know it's not always an easy choice, but in our hearts, many of us are like, I know it's not easy, but I know it's the right next step for me. And so we pray that as you go on this journey, that God will bless you, provide for you, you'll grow in faith, and you'll look back on the time of being a kingdom builder, a vision impactor, and say, my goodness, God did so many good things in my life through being part of this community. So God bless you, and thanks for being with us today.